Welcome back, everyone. Transportation Policies, presented by Jimmy Hardison.
Each employee within the department has an assigned direct manager. It is common business practice to follow the proper chain of command. You should always respect your direct manager by allowing them the opportunity to address your concerns. Bypassing your manager and going to a higher manager administrator shows a lack of respect and violates business practices. Your direct manager should always be your first point of contact.
Lock-in time. Lock-in time continues to be a hot topic and often raises several questions. Here is some important information pertaining to lock-in times. Your lock-in time remains the same until October 31st of each school year. What does it mean when the route time has changed? When your paper route time changes, your lock-in remains the same. What happens if my route time increases? Your manager will change the time in Skyward to reflect the change. What happens if my route time decreases?
Payroll process. You are required to sign in with your ID badge at the beginning of your AM and PM shifts. There is no grace period for arriving late. You are expected to clock in at or before the beginning of your assigned work shifts. Scan in from only your assigned compound. Submit your time at the end of the week or pay period. Complete and submit your daily extra worksheets. Be sure you are completing the form in full to avoid any delay in pay. Entering Skyward time. You are required to enter all sick leave time in Skyward within 5 days after returning from a sick day. Payroll may be affected. Request any personal time at least 24 hours in advance. There are 6 personal days available each year to be used out of sick time. Keep up with your license. CDL. Keep your address current. Physical. A list of expiring physicals is posted monthly at each compound. Medical card. Any change or update in your medical card must be reported to the DMV. Reflex test. Everyone is tested in the spring. Self-report. Any violations or accidents are to be reported within 48 hours. Headphones. Headphones of any type are not permitted while working on a bus. This applies to drivers and aides. Personal wireless devices. No cell phones, iPads, laptops, etc. are to be used while operating a St. Lucie Public Schools bus or while students are on board. Five rules of the radio. Keep your radio volume up. Keep it professional. Keep it on your channel. Keep it short and sweet. Keep it loud and clear.
MDT daily requirements. Daily MDT task. Log on to the tablet. Complete pre-trip inspection. Select route subroute. Start run with navigation. Switch runs as needed. Log out of tablet once back in the yard.
Every driver is required to radio into Max or Bruce in dispatch anytime you're on a bus other than your own.
we have to track the correct bus. Every driver is required to radio into Max or Bruce in dispatch anytime you are running 10 minutes or more late on your route.
Follow your route, unless there is a marked detour or from direction of law enforcement. Otherwise, not without approval of an area manager. Get with your area manager if you have concerns. Unrouted students. Only students who have been assigned to your bus and are listed on your detail are permitted to ride. If you have a student show up that is not on your detail, you will need to radio into routing immediately, transport the student, notify the school upon arrival. Any employee requesting to have a relative who is a student ride their bus or a bus other than their regular assigned bus must get written approval by the director. No personal stops. Absolutely no personal use of buses or district vehicles. Absolutely no breaks between the compound and the first school in the AM or the PM. Absolutely no breaks between the last school in the AM or the last stop in the PM and the compound. Stops may be made at appropriate public places between runs if there is sufficient time and the bus does not run late as determined by a manager. You must sign out with dispatch and spend no more than 5 minutes off air regardless of the length of the break. Evacuation drills. Complete and return the evacuation form to the school. Must be completed and documented in the first 6 weeks of each semester. Drivers need to be actively involved to prevent injuries. Important tips. Every driver needs to check students by their roster until they know their students by name. Have a name and address for each student before leaving the school. Check for sleeping, undelivered students after each tier. Keep them on the bus. It is acceptable for an administrator to okay a student with a note to go with another student on an occasional basis as long as space is available. Incident and security reports. Be sure to turn in your reports directly to a manager, not just placed in a bin. Minimum work requirements. All subs, drivers, and aides, there is a 3-day work requirement. All substitutes shall work a minimum of 3 days per week to remain an active substitute for St. Lucie Public Schools transportation. Layover expectations. You are on the clock. If your time allows, you're to help cover a route or if directed by dispatch. Prepare your reports, seating charts, referrals, FTFP, etc. Sweep and clean your bus. Bathroom breaks.
Please be sure to check your mailbox upon your arrival in the AM and PM. Important information is communicated via letter and placed in mailboxes. Your district email should also be checked regularly. If you are locked out or you need help accessing it, you can contact the help desk at 772-429-HELP. Remember, attendance matters. Every driver, every aide, every day. Please come to work. If you are going to be out or you're running late, you can contact any manager by any of the following forms below. If you are unable to get through to a manager, anyone from the contact center can relay the message over. It is imperative you contact us as soon as possible to give as much notice as possible so we have plenty of time to cover your route. Drivers should not be stopping at the front to pick up or drop off their aides. Aides are required to pre-trip and post-trip as described in your job responsibilities. Please do not block traffic at the front of the compounds. Do not enter, park, or block any areas in front of the garage bays. You are only permitted to enter these areas if you've been instructed to do so and you are bringing your bus up to a garage bay. Double parking has been a large concern over the past school year. We are already limited on parking spaces. Be considerate of others and only use one parking spot. Do not block others in. If you get out of your car and you notice that you are parked over the line, please correct your vehicle. Again, we are already limited on parking spaces. Bus keys need to be turned in after your AM and your PM runs. There's no exception to this. Drivers, turn those bus keys in. Routing, presented by Jennifer Sears.
Here is a map indicating school zones. Everything north of Midway is the green zone. Here is a list of schools by zones. Notice, all magnet, attractor, and alternative schools are located in the green zone.
Making proper bus stops. Do not make unauthorized bus stops. Doing a favor by making a stop closer to their home creates problems when we add new students to an existing stop, or if you are absent and a sub driver is on your route. Only make the bus stops on your route. Should you want to make a change to a bus stop, you'll need to fill out and submit a route edit request form. Route edit request forms. If you'd like to make a change to your route, please complete the form detailing your request. Submit the form to your area manager. Managers will review and sign off that they are aware of your request and submit it to routing. Only routing will approve or deny the request. Routing will review the request and only approve if the changes meet SLPS transportation and state guidelines. If approved, a new route will be placed in the key room and routing will radio you to advise. If denied, you will receive a request back with an explanation as to why. Also, please report any stops that you have no students riding. No refusing students. Never refuse a student's ride, even if they are not listed on the route. They may need to be added to the route. They have been recently added, or they had a change in information at the school and they fell off the route. If you have a student attempting to board the bus, but they are not on your route, what should you do? Radio into routing for an immediate answer.
Middays and tutorials presented by Jennifer Sears.
If you bid on an after-school activity or tutorial, you must fill out a tutorial mileage log. The forms need to be, if you bid on a midday, you must fill out a midday mileage log. The forms are to be turned in every Friday to your area manager. Please.
Field trips presented by Heidi Pinder.
If you are interested in helping with field trips, middays, and tutorials, you'll need to sign up to do so. If you
Let's review some field trip guidelines. Make your pickups on time. Take only the assigned bus. Clean and fuel the bus, no exceptions. Turn in the key after each trip. Turn in completed field trip ticket same day, place in the drop box after hours, weekends, etc. Do not take the trip if you cannot make the pickup time. DEF must be filled completely before departing.
Never take a field trip bus unless you have been given permission from Miss Jennifer Sears or Miss Narissa Matthews.
Transporting Special Needs Students, presented by Nicole Havey.
ESC students must be met at the bus every afternoon by someone 18 years of age or older. If the student can be released without supervision, it will be stated on your route. Routes are subject to change at any time. Routes are not guaranteed to be an all Gen Ed or an ESC route. We try to keep Gen Ed routes as such, but with the growing population and not having enough buses or staff to accommodate the growth, we must make exceptions. If a student on your route requires specific equipment, it is your responsibility to have it on the bus prior to leaving the compound. Don't assume the child will come with one. There are only a small number of students authorized to keep equipment at home. The parent must sign an equipment acknowledgement letter beforehand. Always keep a spare on your bus. Spare units cannot go home with students. Vests do go with the students. If there is conflicting information on your route, for example, car seat and seatbelt, ask a manager or routing. Routing communicates equipment changes, not parents. Keep students in your sight. Get up occasionally to check on them, their seatbelts and straps, their belongings, etc. Talk to your students, get to know them. Don't play on your phone. Don't ignore students. Don't stare out the window or get sidetracked. Don't show favoritism. These are some important reminders. All electric wheelchairs require 2 sets of tie downs in the back and 1 set in the front. All wheelchairs must have a lap belt on the chair itself to load and unload. If a vest is connected to the wheelchair, it must be on the student during transport. Be sure it is all secure, lap belt and vest, before loading the student. No vests, car seats, or complicated students near an emergency window or exit. All electric wheelchairs must have the power off during loading, transport, and unloading. If unsure about the equipment, see your manager for specific student training. Do not pass a student by on the bus steps. The aide must be behind the student while loading and in front of the student when unloading. Do not release any ESE student without a visual of a parent or guardian. Keep the bus doors closed until you make the visual contact. Students that have aid monitor after or below their name cannot be released without an adult present, 18 years or older. They must come to the bus, not wave, open doors, windows, etc. A parent or guardian cannot okay the driver to release the student without an adult present. They will need to discuss with the school before this is approved. Here are some do's and don'ts for bus aides. Bus aides can equipment pre-trips, get on and off with students, use the radio for middays, clean the bus, and always wear your vest. Bus aides cannot get keys from dispatch, pre-trip the bus, start the engine of the bus, or use the phone while students are on board.
Employee expectations, presented by Mr. Prince.
Transportation standards. Respect each other. Be a team player. Friendly attitude, not optional behaviors. We ask this of each team member and staff member each day of the week, 365 days a year. Showing general respect for each other is just a common practice so that we can all get along. It is exceptionally hard for students, parents, and faculty members to have a good work environment when we do not show general respect for each other. Being a team player. Being a team player asks each of us to go above, beyond, and outside of ourselves each day. Being a team member helps each and every one of us get through the workday without exception. A friendly attitude. Maintaining a friendly attitude sets the tone. Set the tone for your students. Set the tone for your coworkers. Set the tone for yourself. It does not cost anything to smile. Remember our team goal, to transport students to and from school safely. Our job is to protect students. Our job is to set the tone for their day. We start that with a friendly disposition when we greet them at the bus. But in between that, between school and home, it is our job to protect our students. We are to help create a safe work environment for them to learn throughout their school day, starting by setting the bus rules on your bus and maintaining those standards throughout the school year. Set the tone early, make sure those expectations are met, and if you need support in creating that safe zone on your bus, we are here to support you. If attitude is everything, what does yours say about you?
All staff will be held accountable to meet all the expectations set forth by the transportation management team. Failure to meet these expectations may result in disciplinary action. Thank you. Your training is now complete. If you have any questions about this training or any other training, please speak with your immediate manager.